quote, the best blind date we ever had. That's how Maryland's First Lady Dawn Moore describes meeting now Governor Wes Moore for the first time. They were introduced by family, and this July they'll celebrate their 16th wedding anniversary. They also have 2 young children, and I was honored to get to visit the first family's home in Annapolis. Of course, it's Government House. It's all of our house in Maryland, right? Where Mrs. Moore opened up about adjusting to new life and raising children in the spotlight.
I have another room I'd love to show you, which is part of the private spaces.
The Moores have called Government House, the official residence of the first family, home for almost 3 months now. This feels like home.
It is.
Right.
This is part of the private spaces, and these are, some of our family portraits on the wall.
It's here that First Lady Dawn Moore says she feels a sense of normalcy, where she can sit, be quiet, and reflect. You moved in and all that, but what's been the hardest transition, and have you passed that yet?
Yeah, well, it is. We're a real family. It's a real life. And so, some of the harder parts are just making sure that our children feel good, about their new change, about their new life. But I think that they are, because we try to keep things as normal as possible. They still go to their school. I ride with them every day. We try to really participate in the community. And so we're doing all those things that we did before. Wes and Jamie and Mia play football in the front yard, which is what they always did when we lived in Baltimore. We have a new puppy named Tucker Baltimore. You can play. Come on. Come on.
I know the kids have a ball with him. Any advice that you've gotten from anyone in any similar situations? When I was thinking about this, First Lady, I thought, who could that be? Surely it is only Michelle Obama.
Oh, boy.
So what's that piece of advice that she may or may not have given you about this sort of transition into this public life?
Well, I was very privileged to be able to sit down with our forever First Lady. And she said to me, this is a very male-dominated environment. And you will have to be deliberate and intentional about making this a wonderful space for you and your family and your children. And she just gave me almost the permission, if you will, just to speak up when I needed to speak up about those things. And listen, we have a great team. We have, warm and welcoming members around us. So people are always thinking about the things that affect us as a family, as members of the community. But that advice was really empowering to me. So I kind of lead with that every day a little bit,
right.
Thinking about making this a little more comfortable for the new people in the house.
And I asked the First Lady if she gets the family entirely settled in, what causes she thinks she'll champion. And she says empowering women, youth development, the arts. And we talked more about her life living with multiple sclerosis, which is something she first told us about and we reported on a few weeks ago now. In fact, she says her one regret is not going public sooner about living with MS, because maybe she would have been able to help more people sooner. Yeah, so we got an hour with the First Lady, and just to see behind that sort of curtain of that public life was really fascinating, and also playing with the dog. Tucker Baltimore on the lawn.
Cute. Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah.
Beautiful family, by
Beautiful
the way.
family, right.
And it's so interesting how they've been able to get important, valuable lessons from the Obamas, from the Hogans, from everybody to set them up for success moving forward.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see what the next 4 years looks like for them.
And then ultimately they have to walk that walk alone.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We'll be watching and rooting them on from a distance.
Absolutely.
So.